My name is Claire. I'm 32 years old, and for the past 6 years, I've been married to a man who, in many ways, became a stranger long before I ever realized it. Ethan was kind in the beginning, thoughtful, funny, and full of life. But somewhere between the long work hours, the arguments about bills, and the quiet distance that crept in over time, I lost him. Or maybe he lost me. It's strange how silence can feel louder than words. For months, our home was filled with it. We'd eat dinner together without speaking, sleep back to back, wake up pretending we didn't feel the growing space between us. I told myself this was normal, that all marriages go through this phase. But deep down, I knew something had died. Then one night, something, or rather, someone, changed everything. Ethan's younger brother, Adam, had recently moved to town. He'd just gone through a breakup and needed a place to stay temporarily. Ethan offered our guest room, and I didn't object. It felt nice having someone else in the house again, someone who actually talked, who laughed, who noticed things. Adam was the opposite of Ethan in every way. Where Ethan was withdrawn, Adam was warm. Where Ethan avoided eye contact, Adam looked right into you when you spoke, like every word mattered. At first, I didn't think much of it. He was family, just company in a house that had become too quiet. But loneliness does strange things to the heart. It makes kindness feel like desire, attention feel like love. One evening, Ethan called to say he'd be working late again. It was raining hard, and the thunder rattled the windows. I made tea for myself and for Adam. We sat in the living room, watching the storm. He told me stories from college about the stupid things he and Ethan used to do. We laughed, really laughed, something I hadn't done in a long time. Then, for a moment, the laughter faded, and the silence between us changed. It wasn't awkward. It was charged. Adam's gaze lingered a little too long. I felt my chest tighten, my heart race. I looked away, but I could feel his eyes on me. "Claire," he said quietly, "you're not happy, are you?" It was such a simple question, but it cut through every wall I'd built. I opened my mouth, but no words came. He leaned forward slightly, his voice low. "You don't have to answer. I can see it. I should have stood up. I should have left the room. Instead, I stayed. The thunder cracked outside, and for a second, the power flickered, plunging the room into dim light. His hand brushed against mine on the couch, and that single touch sent a shiver through me that I couldn't hide. "Adam," I whispered, "we shouldn't." "I know," he said, "but I can't pretend I don't feel this anymore." The words hung in the air, heavy and forbidden. I could feel my pulse in my throat. The storm outside was nothing compared to the one inside me. He reached up, tucking a loose strand of hair behind my ear, his fingers trembling slightly. And then, slowly, deliberately, he leaned in. When his lips touched mine, it was soft, hesitant, searching. For a moment, the world fell away. No rain, no guilt, no rules. Just warmth, closeness, and the terrifying realization that I didn't want to stop. But then he pulled back, eyes searching mine. "Tell me to stop," he said. And I couldn't, because he was the first person in years who made me feel wanted, seen, alive. What happened next felt both wrong and inevitable. The rest of that night passed in fragments, the sound of the rain, the heat of his breath against my skin, the way he whispered my name like it meant something again. When it was over, neither of us spoke. We just sat there in the dim glow of the storm, knowing we'd crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. Ethan came home hours later, drunk and tired, muttering something about work. He didn't notice the tension in the air, the guilt on my face, or the way Adam avoided his eyes completely. Over the next few days, Adam barely spoke to me. He'd leave early, stay out late. When he was home, he kept his distance. And I told myself that was good, that it meant what happened was over. But deep down, I missed him. A week later, Ethan got a promotion, the same one he'd been chasing for months. We threw a small dinner to celebrate. Adam helped set the table, avoiding me the entire time. When our eyes did meet, there was only silence, heavy and full of memory. That night, after Ethan went to bed, Adam stopped at the door of my room. His eyes were red, his jaw tight. "I'm leaving tomorrow," he said quietly. I just nodded, unable to speak. He hesitated, then whispered, "I wish things were different." And then he left. I didn't sleep that night. When I went downstairs in the morning, his bags were gone. The house felt emptier than ever, colder somehow. Ethan smiled at me over breakfast, telling me he'd invited his brother to visit again soon. I smiled back, pretending everything was fine. But inside, I knew nothing would ever be the same. Because sometimes the person who changes your life isn't the one you fall in love with. It's the one who reminds you what love is supposed to feel like. He couldn't hold back that night. And neither could I. And that night changed everything.